Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hello and welcome to episode 215 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is, it looks like hard work. I'm doing this podcast because I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. I sent out an email yesterday talking about one of our clients, actually, Nick and Anthony, both in France, who sent in their January results, and they brought in inside of the bank 59,000 euros. That's approximately, if you don't know the euro to conversion, it's probably approximately 74,000 US dollars and 93,000 Australian dollars. And I wrote the email, I said, they earn more than you do in a year. And I said, I started off with, hey, go and watch this interview, because we did an amazing 25-minute interview on their journey and how they went from broke in the end of 2016, when I just first met them, to them working with me for about a year. And we looked at how they turned over, 330,000 euros in their business. That's almost $500,000 in US inside of their business in a year, and what they're doing to get on track for seven figures, for $1 million this year. Now, I got an email back, I won't reveal the name, but it said something like, it looks like hard work. These videos must have taken time, and their content must have developed a thorough marketing funnel. No thanks, it isn't for me. And I thought to myself, what are people being conditioned to nowadays, that you can make money with a click of a button, or you can make money online, that money comes so easily without building an actual business, without actually building a movement, without acquiring clients and customers, without building a brand, thinking that making money online and building a business is one and the same thing. And it's not, because if you're out there to make money online, sure, you can probably do it selling stuff on eBay. You can probably do it buying stuff off Craigslist and then rehashing it and reselling it on eBay and making a profit. But if you want to build a business and you want to build a brand, it takes a completely different skill set and a completely different mindset. And the fact of the matter is this: most personal trainers right now are being sold into this ideology that, online is some automation funnel. That you need to set up a funnel and you're all good to go. You don't need to put out amazing content. You don't need to be great at what it is you do. You don't need to innovate. You don't need to learn marketing. You don't need to acquire different skill sets. And what I'm going to be here to tell you today is honestly just the truth, that if you want to set yourself up, if you want to build something, if you want to build a legacy, if you want to make an imprint inside of the world somehow, then you have to be willing to put in the work. And the work requires you to be smarter, and not work harder, but be able to understand that this is a game. And the way I like to think about business, it's a game. It's like I'm going through Crash Bandicoot, and I've got these gemstones that I want to acquire along the way. Now, these gemstones of marketing, these gemstones are of sales, these gemstones are of management, these gemstones are of innovation. There's different gemstones you acquire along the way. And you know what? As you acquire them, guess what? You're just going to be at level 1 as you start to do them, as you pick up that concept. And at level 1, do you think I'd be able to slay any good monsters? Do you think I'd be able to slay any big, kings or anything like that? I'm trying to gamify the experience here. You're probably not, right? Level 1, you're probably too weak, which means you're going to do okay. You're going to get far, but you're not going to be big enough to compete against, the big fish. And so what I want you to think about is, if you're really looking to build a business, this message goes out to you, to really go, I'd stop and I'd think about this thing that you want to build and go, okay, how far do you want to take it? Because the game never ends. This is the same game. This is the same game that you tell your clients, hey, you got to be on this diet. This is the diet that you're on. This is the training program that you're on, and your client looks at you like, what? When do I get to finish? When do I get to go off? And you laugh at them and you go, dude, you're not jumping off. We're gonna mold this. You're gonna get better. Your metabolism's gonna increase, and you're gonna slowly get better. And as you get better at it, we can win you off. And I want you to think about business as the same. Once you take this journey, you are going to be inside of a rabbit hole, and how to conquer the game, how to have fun with the game is experience the journey. Inside of the journey, it's experiencing mastery inside of marketing. I look at this a lot of the times. People say, you shouldn't listen to people that market to you. Actually, you should. You should study what they do. Because if they have the ability to influence, persuade you, it means they've learned that marketing skill, and it would be wise for you to understand that as well in order for you to reach your prospects. Now, you might not agree with their marketing. You might not agree putting out tits and bum on Instagram. But regardless of that, you must study marketing. You must study marketing that you like, and then you must be able to take that on and provide that same marketing channel and that same marketing feeling to the prospects that you're trying to influence. If you don't, then guess what? You're not going to be relevant. So my thing here, guys, is that it is gonna require hard work. It is gonna take some time. It is gonna take some discipline. And I think a lot of personal trainers kill themselves because you set the wrong expectations about where you currently are. And what I mean about that is when I look back at Nick and Anthony right now, and they've made $500,000 in their business, right? It's an amazing number. What's more amazing is, guess what? The gemstones that they've acquired along the way, the gemstones of marketing, the gemstones of sales, the gemstones of coaching, innovation, fulfillment, and all of that jazz to be able to handle 1,000 clients, right? And if you begin to go out with the journey and go, well, I want to be like Nick and Anthony, I want to make $500,000 this year, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. The reason is you need to acquire certain gemstones. You need to acquire certain foundations. And this is where a lot of personal trainers go wrong. This is what I see every single day. They come and they say, Lynn, I want to do $500,000. I want to be your next case study. I want to beat them. And I'm like, fantastic. I hear that every day. Let's go. Okay. But they are unable to do the consistent, boring work every single day. Now, the boring work is things like putting out content. The boring work is consistently updating and troubleshooting and problem solving. The boring work is being consistent with your message every single day and zoning in on your craft. The boring work will be talking to your clients and figuring out how you can serve them in a better way. These are boring things that you don't get to see. And on the outside, you see the money, you see the house, you see the fast cars, you see all of that stuff. But on the inside, we don't get to see what it actually takes. And so I'm here to reveal what it actually takes. Okay? So what I want you to think about your journey, especially in 2018, is I want you to set some goals. But let's set some goals that you can hit. Might set out and let's just go, you know what, 6 figures. I believe right now, dead set, I can take any person, any personal trainer to 6 figures. Any personal trainer that can talk to a person, that is happy to train a person, I can take them 6 figures. And it's not that why, and the question I ask myself is, why are so many trainers failing to do that? The question then becomes, most trainers have a blueprint of what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Okay, and maybe it's the blueprint that's actually holding you back. What I mean by this is it's a really, really funny thing where I think I talked about this on a podcast episode where it's like, I had a client where they had a client come to her, and because they hadn't opted into a lead magnet, her funnel, her email list, her webinar, they didn't book in a time to call, she wasn't willing to talk to that person. That's the blueprint that so many personal trainers have. They say that it should be this way, and I'm here to tell you that business is business. Business is marketing, sales, coaching, and being able to deliver and help people solve their problems. And if you can do that, and now you might choose your vehicle, but 80% of the time, right, that vehicle might be the right path. There's going to be an outlier that, at times, guess what? When you're hungry and you need food, there is going to be food at your doorstep. But if you don't eat it, guess what? You're not going to last the journey. So that's my little rant this morning as I get into the office, because I think it's so crucial right now, so crucial inside of the fitness industry. You and I both know that inside of the fitness industry, we have people, selling that ideology of the body. And people get sucked in. And then in the business coaching industry, what you do is you get people selling those really big numbers in a week, and then you get sucked in as well. And I'm here to tell you that unless you're willing to put in the work, the hard yards, yes, we can get you successful. But yes, success, guess what? It's not easy. It is simple, because it is simply putting in the foundations. What foundations? Well, you need to figure that out. The foundations, which is why you're listening to this podcast, the foundations of marketing, the foundations of sales, the foundations of coaching and innovation, all of these things that you're going to need to figure out along the way, which is fantastic, which is why you're here. But do not get caught up in the shiny objects of people helping you make a little bit of money, because then what? What are you going to do next? What's your next chess move? Are you playing chess to win, or are you playing chess to eat the horse or the rook? Right? And that's my question to you. There's a lot of people out there that will tell you, okay, they can get you clients and fantastic. And my question to them is, then what? What do you do next? Right? And just see their response. It's a very, very funny response. And I'm going to leave that with you, because you know what? In 2017, we coached, I think, over 100 trainers, half of which saw great success, half of which didn't. Now, I can tell you exactly why half did and half didn't. And it simply comes back down to foundations. It comes back down to anticipation, expectations, that blueprint of how things should be. It comes down to hunger. It comes down to all these things. So the commitment that I'm here to make to you is actually get this message out bigger, broader, so that you can go on and you can lead people, that you can help people in the manner that you should be helping people. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.